Alright, welcome back to yet another video in the Unreal Engine 5 third-person tutorial series. We encountered some issues in the last video, but no worries. I would like to find some better animations though, so if I find like some good animations on a sale or something, I might update it later, but it's fine for now. The animations look a little bit stale, but I showed you two ways to equip different animations depending on the weapons. Right now I'm using the first way, so I'm not using a blend space, I'm only using the animation sequence. It looks alright, but I would like it to be a little bit better. But anyway, I'm gonna let it slide for now, it's still just a tutorial. So what we're gonna do now is when we right click, we want to be able to aim. So that's basically it. Also, before I forget, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, because it makes me happy. Anyway, right click, aim, bam. So that's what we want to do. Also, my roommates might come home at any point now, so I might cut it short. We'll see how far we get. But yeah, let's get into it. So on the inputs, not in this one, not in this one. So where is it? On the inputs, mouse right. On the right mouse button, we're going to do a custom event called event aim, and it's gonna be client aim, because we only need the camera zoom and stuff on the client. Or actually yeah, that's fine. But we are also gonna need a variable called isAiming, and this is gonna be a rep notify. And we're gonna create another custom event called server set isAiming. And on the server set isAiming, we're gonna set the aim notify and make sure it runs on the server. So this notifies where we will update the animation blueprint, basically. Yeah, and on client we'll do set server set isAiming, and I guess we will do like this. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get a aim blend space. So let me just see. So we have this classic rifle strafe movement. Which looks good. I wanna duplicate anim assets and retarget. Actually, we already have duplicated the animations, but just to make it easy, I wanna just see what the notification was. So I'm gonna duplicate them again just to make it easy for myself. So I'm gonna choose the player, I'm gonna change, and we're gonna go into retarget animations, rifles. We're gonna create a new folder called strafe and aim. It's fine. And we're gonna retarget everything there. Good. And we have this. So these animations actually look very good though. So that's nice. So in the rifle item we have the aim blend space. We're just gonna assign this. Perfect. And in the here we're gonna make a branch. We're gonna get this is aiming. We're gonna get equipped weapon, current weapon. Yep, current weapon. We're gonna break, and from there we are gonna set the weapon details, so we're gonna break as well. So if we are get a reference animation blueprint, set base blend space, because this is only gonna be the blend space, base blend space. Yeah, to aim blend space and to equip blend space like this. So yeah, and we're also gonna set blend alpha, no, set blend alpha. We're gonna set the blend alpha to 0 when we are aiming, because we don't want to blend the upper body. We just want to use the base blend space, and we're gonna set it to yeah, what are we gonna set it to? We're gonna need to branch it here as well. So if it uses a blend space, so when we stop aiming and the weapon uses a blend space, we're gonna set the weapon alpha to 0 anyway, but otherwise we're gonna set it to 1, because otherwise we will have a bug. Otherwise we would have a bug when aiming, going in and out of aiming. So okay, and on inputs we are doing, what did I call it? Client aim. And we set aiming, and on release we set it to not aiming. And let's see if that works. Yep. I'm not sure what is up with the animations though. Why does it look like he's scooting? Okay, it's because he's running, yeah. So I need to change the axis settings here. Okay, yeah. So it's max or so it's gonna be a minimum. What's the walk speed? 200. Okay, so it's gonna be 200. So we're gonna set the minimum to minus 200, maximum to 200. Minimum 200, maximum 200. And we're not gonna be able to run when we are aiming, so how should I do this? No running. So many messages. And that means we can increase these. Two. So there and there. There we go. So yeah. And we are also, okay, let's try that again. But we didn't strafe. We're gonna set so we strafe when we do that as well. But let's just see. We are still scooting. Did I change the wrong one? Yep. I did. Okay, that's annoying. Close this one. Okay, that makes sense. Minus 200. 200. Minus 200. 200. There we go. That should be better. Ah. What happened now? Ah, it's because I right-clicked, right? Yeah, I accidentally right-clicked. Okay, good. Let's see. Equip. Better. Look at that. So now we just need to set the strafe as well. And we've got ourselves some aiming. There is one more thing though. We need to get character movement. You see this orient rotation to movement. That's what makes us straight rotate. Yeah, perfect. So this orient rotation to movement, if you select your character movement, that means that we are always rotating the forward part of our character towards the direction we are going. So if we want to strafe, we should disable that. So character movement, set orient rotation to movement to false. And again, set it to true here. should work. Yeah, it's working. But there's one more thing. What's it called? Yaw. Use control rotation yaw. If you select my character, and so get controller, I think. Or is it here? Not controller. Get player controller. Was that the one that I just had? This is set show mouse cursor. Set use control rotation yaw. Apparently you don't need to connect it to anything. And it's gonna be true when we're strafing and false when we're not strafing. I think that's correct. Yeah, so now we are aiming with our mouse, basically. As you can see, we can return. What the fuck? Okay. We're gonna need to fix that, whatever that is. And we also need to set up the speed. Okay. Let me pause. I'm gonna do some error handling here and find out what's wrong. Yeah, so basically it was just oh, sorry. So we are using the default, so now it works, as you can see. So the issue was that I was experimenting before with another blend space. So, but in the rifle, I just set the equip blend space to the normal unarmed default blend space. That means that when we go out of aiming, we will go back to the normal blend space, basically. Yeah, the strafing also. We're using this rotation value to determine the strafing direction when we strafe, but it's set to 0 when the speed is below 400. Let's change that to 201, just because we're still. So now we can still, yeah. So now we got some leaning again going on, because I changed the movement speed. So I wasn't really leaning before, but now we're leaning again. So that's why. So we're only leaning when we are above 200 in movement space, movement speed, but we want to use the same calculation for the strafe, which is going to be below 200. So rotation lean, but we're also going to do a new float called direction, or strafe direction. They're going to be calculated in the same way, but this one will always be set. And the thing is, when we are I really don't like Unreal Engine 5. Like, there's a couple of things. Like, you see up here, everything blends together with all of these black colors and very dark colors, and I tried to find like a way to separate them, but I can't really find it. But if we look at Unreal Engine 4, there's a major difference here. Is like you have these small icons, for instance, that makes it a lot easier to just tell what tab is what, because here it's like it's really hard for me to tell which is the character and which is the animation blueprint, whereas it's super easy to see here that this is a blueprint and this is an animation blueprint. I'm not sure if there's a way to switch that up, but I would like some more stuff. It's the same here, like skeleton. It's like it's all looking the same, even though the icons are a bit different. It's like it all blends together. I don't really like that. Anyway, that was me ranting about that. Anyway, what we need to do here is the same. It's like, where is everything? And I don't think it's like everybody's gonna be like, yeah, it takes some getting used to, but I don't think it's because it takes a while to get used to. I actually think it's because there's no difference in anything, so it's always like eye-catchingly hard to find stuff. That might just be me. So what happens now is there's also an issue here. Is like when I go into, you can see it snaps, right? And that's because we're just quickly changing the what the blend space itself is. So there's a couple of ways for us to do this. Either we do two states, could just do another state here, aim, or we could do another state machine entirely and split it with a boolean or something. But let's just do like this now. Create another bool called isAiming. If aiming is true, we are gonna go to the aiming state, and if it's false, we're gonna go back to the normal. And this is gonna use, instead of this, it's gonna use something called, we're gonna create a new one which is called aim blend space. So we're gonna use the aim blend space instead, and there we go. And we're not gonna use the rotation lean, we're gonna use the strafe direction. So now we also need to go back in our player character and change some stuff. In the isAiming, we now need to set the, not the base blend space, set the aim blend space, because that's the one we're going to be using instead. So whoop it up. And in here, when we are aiming, we are also gonna get from here set isAiming to true, and we're gonna set it to false when we stop aiming. So this controls the transition, right? So, and is there a blend? Yeah, and we have a blend for 0.2 duration. So it's gonna be a nicer blend now, I would say. We're still not strafing though. We are blending in, but we're not really blending out. I know why. We actually don't need to set this aim blend space at this point. Yeah, no, we don't need to set this. I think. Because we're using the base blend space when we're not aiming anyways, so. Still very fast. Linear. Why it's so fast to go back? Okay, so there's a problem with the blend. I think it's because something here. Is it because we're setting the blend alpha? No. Like, what happens if I only do this? Okay, so there's something you can see. So there's something here. I would bet it's so it's still nice. So it's a problem with the this part, yeah. What's the issue with this part then? The issue is do I need to change this at all? I shouldn't, right? Because it's set when I equip the weapon anyway. Yeah, no, I don't need to switch that. So let's just remove this, see if that causes us a problem later. We will change it then. And we don't need 0.5 anymore, we need 0. And we can use hermetic cube again. Not really sure what the difference is, but that should be fine. Now the only issue left is the strafing. Why aren't we strafing? We are not strafing because I have no idea. Let's see. Is my mic volume low? Yeah, I'll not check now. Why are we not strafing? So, strafe direction. Let me print. So the strafe direction is 0. Okay, because it's not really that high of a value. 89, 90, minus 90. And it's the same on the clients, right? The strafe direction is minus. Okay, yeah, so we're doing something wrong here with the calculation. Calculate direction. Up, base rotation. Why is that not working? Am I getting the velocity? Yeah. I'm getting the velocity, I'm getting the speed. I'm just checking my other project, what I'm missing here. Strafe direction. -90, minus 90. Minus. Is it based on? I'm confused. I feel like this should work. Because this is how I always do it. I'm not strafing at all though, am I? No. Okay, let me pause and search this for real, and I'll see what I'm doing wrong here. It's probably something super simple. Alright, there we are. It's me being tired and stupid. So basically, this blend space that came with this project, because I changed the values here, right? That's because I'm stupid, because this one started with a -1 and a 1, I think, and the same here, -1 and 1, because it calculates the direction in a different way. The way I'm doing it, the blend space is supposed to look like this, because we're calculating it on a 180 scale. So the speed is upwards, but then the left and right is the rotation around. So on -180 and 180 it's backward, and on 90 walk right, positive is right, negative is left, and then we have the 45 degrees in between. So this is the rotation. It goes like that. So if you had running, it would be running in that way and walking in that way, but now we're only walking with the aiming. So, and this is how I usually set it up. I'm not sure why I didn't really realize there, because I'm tired probably. So with that fixed, we can now grab our rifle, can equip it. Let's just pick up some cooler armor. Yeah, we need to fix the rotation. Cooler armor. Now we'll look a bit cooler. There we go, and we can strafe. And we can now strafe aim. So what we need to do is we need to set up the camera to actually zoom in a little bit when we ADS also. And we also don't want the character to snap when we do that, which we can probably fix somehow. And okay, apparently we are going into the normal blend space, so when we stop aiming we need to set this back to 1. I guess. Yeah. So there we go. We also need to set up the up and down aiming and actually getting the sight and zooming in and stuff. So there's still some stuff to do, but we are getting somewhere. It's looking all right. As always, a longer video than expected. That's about it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and if you need anything, please like and subscribe if you're new, and see you in the next one. Bye.